welcome to DS Education. Today in this video we are going to see class 8th science chapter 1 notes, which is crop production and management. First of all, what is crop? When plants of the same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale is called a crop. Now we understood what is a crop. There are two different types of crops. First, kharif crops and second, rabi crops. Kharif crops are crops which are sown in rainy season, and rabi crops are crops which are sown in winter season. These are sown in June to September and the other October to March. Examples are paddy, maize, soya bean, and examples of rabi crops are wheat, gram and peas. Now there are 7 agricultural practices which farmers practice. Okay, first, preparation of soil. Second, sowing. Third, adding manure and fertilizers. Fourth, irrigation. Fifth, protecting from weeds. Sixth, harvesting. And the last, not the least, storage. Now let's see one by one the steps in detail. First, preparation of soil. Plowing. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called plowing. Tool uses are plow and hoe. Now second is leveling. The plowed soil is quite loose, that's why leveled by pressing it with a wooden or an iron leveler to prevent soil erosion. Manuring. Adding manures to the soil. Manuring helps in better yielding. Now you may wonder, what is a manure? Manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plant or animal waste. Now let's see the second step, sowing. The process of scattering or putting seeds into the ground is called sowing. Before sowing, good quality seeds are selected to prevent infection and diseases. Now there are two different methods of sowing. Again, first sowing by a hand and second sowing with a seed drill. When we sow with a hand, we sprinkle seeds with hand. And when we sow seeds with seed drill, seeds are sown by seed drill itself. And when we sprinkle seeds with hand, it's obvious that it takes much time. It is not very expensive because man is used for that and also do not have equal intervals. And on the other hand, we have sowing with the seed drill. It has equal intervals. Again, it is very expensive. Also, it is time saving. Sowing with a seed drill is considered better because it have equal intervals and time plus labor cost saving. And again, if we sow with hand, we need a lot of people because one single person can't do that, and in that case also we have to pay. So it's better to sow with a seed drill. Now let's see this next step, adding manures and fertilizers. Repeated growing of crops in the same field removes a lot of precious mineral elements, organic matter and other minerals from the soil. The deficiency of plant nutrients and organic matters in the soil is made up of by adding manures and fertilizers to the soil. Now let's see what are manures and fertilizers. Manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plant and animal waste. Fertilizers are chemical rich in particular nutrient. Manures are prepared in field. On the other hand, fertilizers are prepared in factories. Manures provide humus to the soil, but fertilizers does not provide any humus. Manures are not very rich in plant nutrients, but fertilizers are very rich in nutrients like nitrogen and potassium. But manures can also be used in excess quantities. But if we use fertilizers in excess quantity, our crop may be harmed. Now let's see the next step, irrigation. All the crops plants need water for their growth. It is therefore necessary to supply water to the crop. This process of supplying water to the crop plants in the field is called irrigation. Irrigation depends upon nature of the crop, nature of the soil and season. Now let's see sources of irrigation. There are rivers, canals, wells, tube wells, dams, ponds and lakes. Now let's see the types of irrigation. There are two types, traditional and modern. In a traditional, port, pulley system, chain pump is used, and in the modern, sprinklers and drip system is used. Now let's see the next step, which is weeding. Removing the weeds. The unwanted plants which grow along with the cultivated crop are called weeds. Weeding. The process of weeding, removing the unwanted plants called weeds from the main crop. Best time for weeding is before weeds produce flowers and seeds. Methods of weeding. Removal of weeds by pulling them out with hand. Removal of weeds by using a trowel. Destroying the weeds by spraying special chemical called weedicides. But remember, sometimes these weedicides also kill our main crop. Now let's see the next step, which is harvesting. The cutting of crop after it is matured is called harvesting. Now let's see a fact. Farmers also celebrate this time by some festivals which are listed below: Pongal, Baisakhi, Holi, Diwali, Nabanya and Bihu. Methods of harvesting: by a sickle, by a machine. After the seeds to be removed from the harvest, by the following processes harvesting is done. Threshing, winnowing. Threshing is done by a combine which has a harvesting machine, and also thresher. Winnowing done by a machine. Now let's see the next step. Now last but not the least step is storage. The process of keeping the grain until it is sold or used is called storage. Crops are stored in granaries or silos. By this we successfully completed our chapter 1 of science. Now let's see the exercises in the next video. Also, if you have any doubt, please comment in the comment section below. We will clear that doubt and reply to that doubt. Until then, take your care and bye bye.